What's up, everybody? It's McCollum Productions, and today we're gonna make another video. We're gonna talk about the Clotilda. So, what the Clotilda was it was the last slave ship that came to the United States, and the transatlantic slave trade it became illegal in 1808. But in 1860, these two businessmen who were brothers from Mobile and a captain, they had a bet. They wanted to see if you could still go to Africa and bring slaves back on a ship, and if you would be able to get away with it or if you would get caught. So this captain, he took the ship over and he went to modern day Benin to a place called the Dahomey Kingdom. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that exactly right, but he went over there and he got 110 slaves, and they had been captured in Nigeria. Most of them had. They were Yoruba people, and they had been brought over there after getting captured in raids and in war and stuff. And so he bought these slaves and he came back to the U.S. And when he was coming back into Mobile, he almost got caught, but they was able to hide kind of like a swampy area, and they was able to get away from that situation. So after they brought the slaves back, some of them stayed in Mobile, and some of them had went to places like Dallas County, Alabama, and stuff like that. So some of them stayed, some of them got spread out. But they sunk the ship and they burned it to hide the evidence, and it wasn't discovered or proven to be the Clotilda. They found the ruins of it, the remains, in 2019, and they was able to prove it was that ship. After being freed, some of the slaves from the Clotilda, 32 of them to be exact, they wanted to be able to go back to Africa. They wanted to either get a ride on a boat or get their own boat and be able to go back. So they was going to pull all their money together so they could do that. But they didn't have enough even after they put all their money together. So what they did is they got all their money up and they bought a plot of land in north of Mobile, and it's now called Africa Town. So Africa Town started with these 32 people from West Africa, ended up growing to about 12,000 people, but the population's back down to about 2,000 now. So Africa Town, some of the people who still live there are descendants of our original people who started out there, the West Africans who bought the land when they couldn't make it back. One interesting thing about Africa Town is after they had got there and they had settled that area, a lot of the people from the outside wouldn't go to that area because they kind of kept their own culture alive and they actually spoke their native language and all that still. Two of the slaves off that ship were known to be the two last slaves to survive the transatlantic slave trade, and their names were Cujo Kazula Lewis and Radoshi. So Radoshi, she had went up to Dallas County and she had lived on a plantation, and after she had been free, she continued to live there and work and sharecropping and stuff like that. And Cujo Lewis, he actually lived in Africa Town. He's kind of like the elder. He was like the leader pretty much of Africa Town after that. Cujo lived in 1935 and Radoshi, she lived in 1937. It's an interesting little area. I went there a while back and I'd done some research about it, so I drove there and checked it out. But I just thought I'd share this story with y'all. My dad, he had sent me the link when the Clotilda thing had happened, and they actually proved last year in May that it was the Clotilda. He sent me the link, and after that I checked that out, so I went down to Mobile to go see Africa Town and all that. So I just want to share this story with you guys, and I'll be making some more videos this week. So like, comment, and subscribe.